All right, so we're going to get this bout underway. For bout number 2 in this Silence of the Jams tournament, you are going to see Montreal Expos up against Gotham's Wall Street Traders. To give you the lineups for Les Expos, we have Mayday the JJ, Floundrin, The Antichrist, Shark, Jamie's Got a Gun, Marin, Nameless Hua, Smack White, Elizabeth, Mercury, Gruesome Gracie, Snack Daddy, Lawrence, Artsy Choke, Lucin, Dr. Madness, Booyah, Skatey, Protocol Commotion, and KT Kaboom. Out there, you're going to see for Gotham, Pinky Swears, Queen Bee, Jess Chaos, K Lasso, Burning Bush, Trampus, Heavy Machinery, Whitney Houston, Ready Amy Fire, Chugs Brukowski, Steve Nash, Lone Scar, Gato, L Dubs, Real Quick, Crash and Burns, Atomic Blondie, Sin Diesel, Stephanie and Beyond, and Mad Max. So we are underway for our second bout of the tournament. For Gotham, Stephanie and Beyond has started the jamming, has gotten off to the lead jammer status. They're on a secret mission from uncharted space. Stephanie and Beyond. Faulandra is jamming for Les Expos. Philandra, she is at the top of the turn, but is unable to get through the 3-pack. Forces away past Nash, gets bodied up by Charles Bukowski. There you go, Les Expos out of the pack. Meanwhile, Stefinity has been trying to score some points, is right in the center between turn 1 and 2, and is going to call it. Stefinity and Beyond, your lead jammer for the very beginning, picking up 3 points for the Wall Street Traders. It is 0-3 in favor of Gotham Roller Derby. What an action-packed first jam. Jess Chaos is going to jam for the Wall Street Traders. And Gruesome Gracie is going to jam for Les Expos. All right, Jess Chaos trying the outside, Gruesome the inside. Gruesome finds the lane to the outside. Gruesome 5, 6, 7, 8 got the dancer's feet. Around turn 2 is your lead jammer. Meanwhile, Chaos stuck on the back of the pack, trying that outside line, but unable to find anything. Gracie, once again, on the outside, through the starting box, picking up points. It's 4-3 in favor of Montreal. That gets Chaos out of the pack. Chaos coming around turn 3. The pack is starting to speed up a little bit. Gracie looked like she was about to call it. There you go. Gracie calls it. Trying to keep Gotham from getting any points on the board. Montreal picks up another couple of points. It's 6-3 in favor of the Les Expos. 6-3, Montreal able to pick up 6 points on that jam. Gotham unable to pick up any points on that jam. So we're going to see number 56. Because you know what? She ain't just fast. She's real quick. Going to be jamming for Gotham. Nameless Hua is going to be jamming for Montreal. So, Hua finds a good inside line, but tiptoes and steps out, so has to get pulled to the back. Meanwhile, real quick, finds that inside track. She ain't just fast. She's real quick. She's around turn 4. But Nameless Hua is not one to be slept with. She is out, and she is coming around, going to force it. Oh, cut the track on real quick. So that's going to give us a power jam. We're going full 2 minutes because our lead jammer had to go to the box. Nameless Horror is spinning around, gets around, and is through for 4 points. Oh boy, what a turn of events in favor of Montreal. It's 10-3 right now. Montreal is able to put some points on the board because Gotham's in the box. There you go. Nameless Hua tries a little bit of a jump, but isn't quite able to make it. Frustrated with herself for losing her balance, she's going to go right back around and get it all the way to the starting line. They're pulling, in fact, her all the way back to turn 4. Here comes everyone from the box, including Real Quick. She's going to have to live up to her name to get through this pack and put some pressure with some scores. Meanwhile, Nameless Score is getting bodied up, head and shoulders above everyone else. That's beautiful to see. You love seeing our big, powerful skaters out there. Nameless Score towering over the competition, finding their way back into the pack, pushing through. Meanwhile, Real Quick is at the front, but can't find their way out of turn 1. Gets cycled back around and is turning their feet, but is being stiffed up by a really tough tri-wall. In the back of the pack, Nameless Whore has been slowed down with her own tri-wall in front of her. We're in the last 12 seconds of this jam. It's been a favor of Montreal because of that penalty on Real Quick. Real Quick bouncing on the edge, not able to stay in, has to get cycled to the back. That brings us to the end of jam number 3. 3 points were picked up. No, they're going to give 4 points to Gotham, and they're going to give 3 to Montreal. It's 13-7 in favor of Montreal. 13-7 in favor of Montreal. We're going to have Stefinity back out there for Gotham, and we're going to have Lawrence out there for Montreal. So as the pack gathers up to start in front of the skaters, Lawrence is out in front as the inside line. Ball, they cut her. No, she's able to stay in bounds. Keeps that lead jammer status. Lead jammer for Montreal. 13-3 for Montreal, or 7 to Montreal. Stefinity has taken the star off, but has no one to pass it to. Kay Lasso is trying to help Jailbreaker, but is getting bodied up. Isn't being able to get her loose from Jamie's Got a Gun. Meanwhile, the tri-wall has reformed around Stefinity. Lawrence is in the back facing her own tri-wall. Kay Lasso jailbreaking Steph. Steph finding the inside line. Steph unable to break free. Cycled back around. Lawrence in the front of the pack now, being pushed ahead, but unable to get through. Lone Scar, Burning Bush, keeping her behind. Kay Lasso there as well. Oh, almost cycled through, but Killer Bee stopped her. Here comes Steph. The pivot's gone to the box for Montreal, but Steph is still at the back of the pack. They haven't been able to get out. Montreal keeping them back. Kay Lasso trying to jailbreak. There you go. That gets Steph out. Steph is going to get around that track. Meanwhile, Lawrence has been in a scoring position this whole time, but unable to break free to get any more points, and decides to call it. Lawrence says, I'll take my 4 points and move on. It's 17-7 in favor of the Montreal Expos. Really tough-nosed defense out there to begin this game. Really tough-nosed defense. Even when the lead jammers have gotten out, they haven't been able to get through more than once for a scoring pass. Really, really tough-nosed defense. Philandra is skating for Montreal, and Jess Chaos is skating for Gotham. Both out there for their second time. All right. Just Chaos. When they're out there, it's mischief, it's destruction. In fact, it's just chaos around turn 4. Meanwhile, Philandra able to whip her way out of the pack. She's coming around turn 4 herself. She's putting the pressure on Chaos. Chaos has to immediately call it Philandra with the speed to stop that bout short. It's 17-7 in favor of Montreal. No one was able to pick up any points on that one because of the fast skating of Philandra. All right, Real Quick is going to get a chance to get back out there and is going up against 5, 6, 7, and 8, the dancer, Gruesome Gracie. So here they come, both at the line. And we're off. Real Quick trying that inside, nothing there for her. Meanwhile, Gruesome at the front of the pack, pushing, finds the inside line. There goes Gruesome Gracie, your lead jammer, out ahead and getting around that track. Meanwhile, Real Quick, still trying to find a lane, finds the inside, is able to keep in bounds. It's coming around. Gracie's picked up her 4 points and is going to call it. With that 4-point jam, it is now 21-7 in favor of Montreal. That's 3 jams in a row. They've been able to put points up, while Gotham has, in the last 2 jams, not been able to put any points up. Real good advantage for Montreal out here. So we're going to see Mad Max come out. We don't need another hero, but we do need another jammer. So she's going to jam for Gotham for the first time. She's going to go up against Nameless Hua, who is back out there. Last time, Nameless had a really incredible jam. Let's see if Mad Max can slow her down here a little bit by getting lead jammer. Mad Max to the outside. There you go. Mad Max to the Thunderdome. Lead jammer. Mad Max getting around. Meanwhile, Nameless Hua is fighting their way through. And sure enough, oh no, just as they were about to get out of the pack, Kay Lasso and Steve Nash were able to force them down. They're still able to go through, but it slowed them down a little bit, giving Mad Max a little bit more time to pick up some points. At the end of the day, though, forced Mad Max's hand. Mad Max not able to get more than a single point because of the defense from Montreal. So it's 21-8 in favor of Montreal. This is a very close game, right off the bat, very close game. Montreal is able to take a little bit of a lead, but isn't really being able to pad that lead yet. Meanwhile, Gotham not able to catch up. We're going to see Staffinity and Beyond versus Faulandra. I'm trying to, I'm getting it right. It's Faulandra. That's how you say that skater's name, Faulandra. Faulindra's in the back. Faulindra's trying to the very center, finds the inside line, breaks through. Going to be able to take advantage of that speed. Faulindra's out. The star pass was made. So Killer Beast coming around. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Trampus is coming around. Trampus is coming around after the star pass. Speed that pack up. Here comes Faulindra. Faulindra going to the outside, is able to get her hips around and call it. Smart play, quick play from Faulindra. Gotham unable to score after the star pass was made to Trampus. And they're going to give 4 points to Montreal. It's 25-8. It is 25-8. All right. So we're going to see a rematch. Gruesome Gracie versus Just Chaos. Gotham's going to need some points here. Montreal going to want to keep padding that lead. Montreal trying the inside. Nothing there for Gracie. So decides to cycle from the outside back to the center. Up the center and is getting stuffed, but jailbroke by their pivot. That gets Gruesome Gracie out. Great job from the pivot, Lisbeth. They were able to break out Gruesome Gracie. Meanwhile, Just Chaos, unable to get through the pack, has a star in their hand, but they aren't making a pass quite yet. Steve Nash, the pivot, is at the front for Gotham, so there's no way to make a star pass at this time. They have Gruesome Gracie all bodied up and slowed down. You got Chugs, you got Ready, Amy, Fire, you got Kalasso, but they have to cycle her back to the back of the pack. Good job for Gotham's defense, but here comes Gruesome Gracie again. Steve Nash, they're able to force Gracie out. Gracie has to cycle back. Meanwhile, Chaos has been trying to get out of that pack, but unfortunately hasn't been able to find that daylight yet. Both skaters cycle to the back. Both skaters trying to get through. Gracie scoring points, but hasn't been able to get more than that 4. Meanwhile, Chaos unable to get out of that pack for the first time. Gotham's bench is begging the refs to get involved to let the pack keep the pack together, but in any event, there goes Gruesome Gracie picking up 4 more points. It's 33-8. There goes Chaos out of the pack. We got 30 seconds left in the jam. Is Gracie going to keep going, or is Gracie going to call it? They're giving the signal to keep going. And then she looks back, sees Chaos, and decides, let me call this. Picks up 2 more quick points. It's 35-8 in favor of Montreal. The Sexpos dominating early, being able to get lead jammer, being able to get more than 4 points at a time. Gotham not really being able to get more than a point or 2, even when they've had lead jammer status. Livy Smalls is unhappy with some of the officiating. She's going out there to talk to the officials and give them a piece of her mind. We have a team timeout from Gotham. Let's see who's going to get lead jammer status here. Let's see what we're going to be able to do as we get to Jam 9 here of this first half. Doing a little track maintenance here before we begin. And here we go. All right. So, real quick on the outside. Nameless score on the inside. Nameless bowling over the Gotham defense. Is unstopped. Nameless Hua, she's out there taking turn 3 to turn 4. Meanwhile, real quick, whipping around Lone Scar, but unable to get out, being slowed down. Nameless Hua on the outside, finds a way through. Even a late hip is not going to be able to slow her down. Nameless Hua racking up the points, real quick, unable to get out of the box. Here comes Nameless Hua for another scoring pass. She's taking her time on the inside, doesn't like what she sees, takes a step back, and says, let me take another look. That gets real quick out of the pack. Nameless Whore picks up 4 more quick points and immediately calls it. She's out there dominating. Nameless Whore really doing her thing. It's 43-8 in favor of Les Expos. Montreal, their B team, is doing exactly what their A team is doing, getting lead jammer status and having multiple scoring passes. Gotham's going to have to make some adjustments here, and the number one adjustment is going to have to be get lead jammer status. So Staffinity Beyond is jamming up against Lawrence. Lawrence is trying the outside, doesn't like it. Trying the inside, doesn't like it. It's going to the back. Meanwhile, Steph is pushing the pack in the center, trying the inside around turn one, but isn't quite there. Steph finding the outside, keeping her feet. Steph keeping her feet. Staffinity Beyond. That's your lead jammer. First lead jammer for Brooklyn in quite some time. Staffinity's coming around. They're looking to score. Meanwhile, Lawrence has been kept quiet on the by the pack. She's facing a very tough tri-wall. Lone Scar, Steve Nash, they're holding it back. There's also, we just saw what it looked like was going to be a movement to the outside, but that was shut down. Staffinity and Beyond finding that inside track, scoring some points for Gotham. There you go. Lawrence was able to break free. Lawrence was out. Here comes Steph. Lawrence is fast on Steph's heels. Steph is directing traffic. Let me get some hips around. Am I going to call it? She calls it. But Lawrence was able to skip through before Steph called it. Quicked up a couple of 3 points there. So even though Gotham racked up some points, 3 points at the end by Lawrence, 46-15 in favor of Montreal. 46-15. Ooh, if they could have kept those 3 points off the board, we would have tightened the game up. But unfortunately, Lawrence is very good. Picked up steam right at the end to pick up those points. Katie Chaos is going up against Falindra. Falindra's taking on the inside track and then immediately hops to the outside. Can't quite keep their balance. Meanwhile, Chaos, they're on the inside. They can't see over the pack. Can't see their way out. Oh, bobbing and weaving. Trying the inside, trying the outside. Chaos is tapping their feet like Sammy Davis Jr. back there. Meanwhile, Falindra, she's the same way. She's going left to right. With those jerseys, it's Blue Man Group out there the way she's beating those drums. But can't quite find a way out. They get Falindra on the ground. She's trapped for a second. She's going to have to get up and go all the way to the back because of Trampus. Meanwhile, Jess Chaos is unable to find a way out of that pack. This is a tough defensive jam here. A lot of people ending up on the ground. All right, Falindra, unable to find somewhere to go. Chaos, same way. All right. Chaos's going to have to go to the box. That's one less blocker for Gotham. Is that going to open the door for Falindra? She's got company in the front trying to jailbreak her, but it's not working yet. Peaky's bodying her up. Chugs is bodying her up. They get Falindra back on the ground, but she gets up and is able to find her way around Chugs and is out for your lead jammer. Took a little while, but we got ourselves a lead jammer. Falindra, once again, Montreal. We got a little over 30 seconds, and they have a chance to score. There's the star pass to Trampus. Trampus is trying to get out, but is unable to. Falindra trying to score points, unable to. Oh, no. Trampus called for cutting the track. She held the star in her hands. So that means not only is Falindra out there all by herself, to start the next bout, the jammers will probably be out there by themselves, too. Last 10 seconds. And we're going to call that one. Falindra doing a good job picking up points. It's 50-15 in favor of Les Expos. 50-15. Les Expos being able to not only get lead jammer status on a consistent basis, but also to get multi-scoring passes when they do. So that's the difference in this game, folks. That's the big difference in this game. Because even the few times Gotham's gotten lead jammer, they haven't been able to get more than one scoring pass. Gruesome Gracie's going to be jamming all by herself out there because Trampus has to be in the box with the star on her head. Here comes Gruesome Gracie pushing against Heavy Machinery, being slowed down between Heavy and Nash. Colossal's out of the box. They got to let Gracie go. Gracie's coming around the track. Here comes Trampus out of the box. Gracie weaving her way through, engaging with the defense on turn one. Good defense from both teams right now, slowing down both jammers. Trampas finding an inside track. Trampas is out. So Trampas is going to be able to get around the track and force Gracie to call it. But Gracie's trying to see if she can pick up at least all 4 of her points before she does. Yep, they're going to say she was around all 4. 4 quick points for Montreal, 54. No points for Gotham, 15. 54 to 15 in favor of the Montreal Expos. Real Quick is going up against Nameless Hua. Last time we saw this, Nameless was able to get out, get a multi-scoring pass. Real Quick had some trouble getting out of the pack. Let's see what we see here. Nameless Hua on the inside, pushing their way through. Pinky trying to slow him down, not able to. Nameless Hua out and about. This first half, they're really doing a great job. Nameless, she's really dominating out there. They're bodying it up. Bush swears, is trying to slow her down, unable to. She's out, she's scoring. Meanwhile, Real Quick, trying to make a star pass, is unable to make anything happen here. Bowling through the center is Nameless, but she goes to her back and immediately calls it. She was in the middle of traffic on her back. She didn't want to get anything run over. She said, look, I scored my points. Let's call it off. It is 60 to 15 in favor of Montreal. That's going to be a timeout for the Montreal Expos. They want to talk things over a little bit here. Things are going well, but they want to talk to the refs about something. They're asking for an official review, matter of fact. So an official review from Montreal. We'll give you an update as soon as we have one. Right now, this first half, 100% been dominated by the Expos. Getting out early, getting multi-scoring passes. Gotham not able to get out jammers, and even when they do, they get stuck back in the pack. They can't pick up more than a couple of points at a time. Thank you so much to 888, 187 Kill Pads, Beauty Boutique, Skate Good Club, and Union Square Spinal Care for sponsoring this tournament. Gotham is proud to host our tournament. All right, so the reason for that official review, Montreal felt one of the blockers had cut the track there at the very end of the jam, but the official said no one saw any cut to the track. The call will stand as is, no call, that is. All right, so we're back to action, 60 to 15 in favor of Montreal. Mad Max is going to be jamming for the Gotham Wall Street Traders. And it's going to be up against, is that Gracie? I can't see from this vantage point. I'll tell you in just a moment. No, it's Lawrence. It's Lawrence, 808. Well, Lawrence worldwide over here, 808. Down on the ground, back up around. Can't do anything with it. Meanwhile, Mad Max pushing her way through. Mad Max has the pivot on her. Oh, just when Mad Max looks like they were going to be out, Crude got on him. But they're calling Mad Max for cutting the track. Crude was able to force Mad Max out without Mad Max realizing it. Mad Max is in the box. Lawrence is all alone. Lawrence is pushing through and will get through for lead jammer. Once again, Montreal with lead jammer status. The story of the half. Lawrence is coming around to engage the pack, yelling at her blockers to start moving. Lesbiff, which is the pivot, she was pushing through, but the rest of the block is standing still. Doesn't matter. Lawrence figures it out. Lawrence is around. Mad Max still in the box, about to get released. So Mad Max charging toward the track as Lawrence comes around turn one. Lawrence pushing down her shoulders, trying to figure out how to get through this tri-wall. But Kailaso has it locked down tight. Chugs is in the back trying to jailbreak the Mad Max, but unfortunately there's no Thunderdome there. Mad Max finally finds her way out, is through, and is going to put pressure on Lawrence to call it. Lawrence immediately calls it. They were able to pick up 8 points, so it's 68 to 15, 68 to 15 in favor of the Montreal Expos. Montreal once again continuing to dominate and control this game. We're going to have to see some what Gotham needs is a breakout jam. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that with Falindra there. Falindra, great jammer, going up against Stefinity and Beyond. Let's see what these two jammers can do. All right, so Steph trying the inside, nothing there. Felindra trying the inside, nothing there. They're both cycling through. Steph at the front. Steph is your lead jammer. Steph is out of that pack. Now, what's Felindra going to do? If she could get out and put some pressure on him like she's done in the past, right now she's unable to. She tried the outside, went down, and is unable to get through. She's getting cycled back around by Steve Nash. Meanwhile, Steph was trying to come the inside, wasn't able to do it. That gets cycled back around. So they're in the back with Felindra in the center. This is a great job for Montreal. Once again, even when they don't get lead jammer status, they slow the lead jammer down so it can't be a big jam. Felindra has the star pass out off her head, but hasn't made the pass. Founds the inside track. Felindra says, I'm going to hold on to this. She's going to come around. Steph is going to try to pick up some points and then call it. And then we're going to see Steph calling it here in just a moment. We're going to see if Steph call it. Yep, there she goes. They're going to give 3 to Stephinity. None to Felindra. 68-18. 68-18 in favor of Montreal. This was a classic example, folks. This is exactly what I'm telling you. Even when Gotham gets lead jammer, Montreal defense is able to slow that jammer down, bog them down in the pack so they can't get more than a few points. They haven't been able to get those multi-scoring passes. Very good defense on the half of Montreal. Gruesome Gracie and Just Chaos up at the line. Just Chaos thinks they found an inside line, but it gets cut off. Meanwhile, Gruesome Gracie's in the back. She's not going anywhere yet. Just Chaos unable to find an opening. Gruesome Gracie tiptoeing the outside. They reform a tri-wall in front of her and slow her down. Just Chaos toward the back. Bobbing and weaving inside and outside. Both are up against tough tri-walls. Each team has a blocker in the box, so these tri-walls are all on their own out there. They've forced Gruesome Gracie to the outside, to the inside off the track. Cycles her back around. Ooh, but Trampus got to go to the box. That leaves just 2 blockers out there for Gotham. Heavy and Chugs, our president of our league. That lets Gracie go. Gracie's through. Gracie's your lead jammer. Just Chaos, almost tiptoed through. We're coming up on halfway through this jam. Gruesome Gracie looking to score points. Gruesome Gracie's getting slowed down on the inside, gets through, so Gruesome has picked up their 4 points for Montreal, but Chaos unable to get out of the pack to put any pressure on. It's 40 seconds left in the jam. It's 72-18 in favor of Montreal. So, Chaos cycled to the back. Gruesome Gracie gets around Heavy Machinery. Another 4 points, 76-18. Montreal has broken this game wide open. Montreal to the outside. Chaos to the inside. Chaos stuck in. Picked up 4 quick points before Gruesome Gracie was able to call it. Gracie picked up 2 more. So it's 80-22 in favor of Montreal. Wow, that was great job with Chaos. Able to sneak in there. They're not giving it 2 points to, I guess they did. It's 78-22. I thought they were going to give 2 extra points to Montreal. I guess they're going to keep it at 78-22 in favor of Montreal. Nameless Hua is going up against Real Quick. Let's see what we find here. And last 3 times these 2 jammers have matched up, Nameless Hua has gotten the better of it. Nameless Hua pushing that pack. The pack almost powerless against her. They were able to get her to the outside. She cycles back, but immediately is back on the track, pushes past Steve Nash. Nameless Hua out and about. Real Quick was out and is on Nameless Hua's heels. Everything speeding up. Nameless Hua just going to call it. Looking back at Real Quick like it's a pest on her shoulder and says, never mind, let's just call it. No points scored, 78-22. Good job there on Real Quick of putting the pressure on Nameless Hua. But Gotham's got to figure out how can they get out and how can they get around. Right now, they haven't been able to figure that out yet. Lawrence is going back up against Stephinity and Beyond. Lawrence versus Stephinity and Beyond, 78-22 in favor of Montreal. So Lawrence is trying that inside and is pushing hard. Meanwhile, Steph's in the back. Steph unable to recapture the glory of her last jam. as Lawrence gets lead jammer this time around. Steph is making the star pass. The star pass has been made. Trampus with the star. Trampus is trying to push through. Trampus gets out. So Trampus is around with the star. Meanwhile, Lawrence on the inside is tiptoed. Gets bodied up by Steph, who's now playing defense, but is able to pass through. Gets her 4 points and calls it. Are they going to give anything to Gotham? No, they're going to say Gotham didn't get through in time by the time it was called. 4 points. It's 82 to 22, 60-point game, 82 to 22 in favor of the Sexpos, as once again they are able to take control of the jam, take control of the battle. We're just about 2.5 minutes left in this first half. It's been pretty much all Montreal, 82 to 22 in favor of the Sexpos. We're going to see Chaos versus Falindra up at the starting line. Chaos on the inside, cycling back to the outside. Meanwhile, Falindra right down the center, can't find what she's looking for, but is still churning her feet. Trying to crab walk herself, but doesn't quite get there. Gets back to pushing the tri-wall and is through. Your lead jammer, Falindra. Just Chaos is through as well. They are putting the pressure on Falindra, right on Falindra's heels. Speed that pack up, speed that pack up. It's a horse race. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Here they come. Is Falindra going to be able to get her hips around one person? No, she realizes she can't. She says, let's just call this. Let's start a clean jam. Good job all around by all involved. Good solid roller derby there, even though no points were scored. 82 to 22 in favor of the Sexpos. But folks, that's what derby should look like, that fast-pacedness, in my humble opinion. I like it when it's fast. Here we go again, the marquee matchup, real quick, versus Nameless Hua. Nameless Hua has had the best of this matchup so far, consistently being able to get out there, get lead jammer status, and score on multiple passes. Will real quick be able to break the streak? So, Nameless Hua, this is her strategy. She likes to go right up the center, push hard against the pack, use her size and strength. She's great at it, and there it works again. Great job, Nameless Hua, lead jammer. Meanwhile, real quick at the back, finds the opening, gets around, gets bodied up one last time. Bud is able to get out. Crude is able to body her up to slow her down a little bit, but she was able to still get through. Nameless Hua on her back, immediately calls it, knowing that real quick was coming around quick. They're not giving any points out. Another scoreless jam, 82 to 22, 82 to 22 in favor of the Montreal. It's an official timeout. We got 36 seconds left in this half, which means we're going to be able to get another jam off. So, just an update. During this official timeout, they are assessing out-of-bounds block on one of the blockers for Montreal that resulted in contact with an official. It's a big no-no. You can't be running into the zebras out there, right? And again, Gotham got pushed into the zebra because of an out-of-bounds block by Montreal. So they're giving that penalty out, just doing a little cleanup work, a little bookkeeping here. Of course, when that was said, Montreal sent out their manager. Now, just like Livy was doing for Gotham, now she's doing the same thing. She's pleading her case, trying to make sure the refs are paying attention to what she thinks they need to pay attention to. So they talked it over. They're going to keep the call as they mentioned, and they're going to start play here, starting in about 5 seconds. So, Lawrence trying that inside, bellying through, bullying through. Lawrence with the big hits. Lawrence with the inside track. Lawrence is your lead jammer. Stephinity has the star off, but gets pushed down to her back, and they're back, and they're back up again. Lawrence right through. Montreal ending this half the way they lived it, just dominating. The pass has been made to Steve Nash. Steve Nash, they're pushing their way around. Right now, there's 10 seconds left in the whole half. Montreal is not going to call it. They're going to let the half play out. Steve was able to get through that pack. Lawrence able to get through that pack again. So we got scoring points on both sides. Now they're going to call it. The half is officially ended. So Montreal able to pick up 8 points to bring their score to 90. Gotham able to pick up 4 points to bring their score to 26. So at the half, Montreal with a dominant first half. 90 to 26. What we saw out there was Montreal doing exactly what you saw in that last jam, getting out and getting around. Meanwhile, I keep calling them Brooklyn, sorry. Gotham having trouble getting out of that pack right away and having trouble getting out of the pack cleanly once their lead jammer. All right, we're going to take a brief intermission here, folks. Thank you all so much for listening. When we're back, we're going to bring you the second half of this bout. And in the meantime, pay attention to these great ads. So the refs are going to be beckoning the teams to the track with that whistle. Here come the Sexpos. Here comes those traders. So we're going to start this the way we finished it for Gotham. Staffinity and Beyond is going to get out there. Falindra is going to get out there for Montreal. With a score of 90-26, Montreal looking to continue its dominance, and Gotham looking to make some changes. Welcome to the second half of the second bout of this tournament. Staffinity out quick, Falindra out quick. Both skaters getting around turn 3. Gonna have to go quick. Steph knows she's right on their heels. Steph gets their hips around somebody, immediately calls it, picks up 2 points before Falindra can pick up anything. 2 quick points for Gotham makes it a 90-30 ball game. Pardon me, 90-28 ball game for those 2 points. All right, so Gotham picking up where they left off. Even when they get lead jammer status, not for long. Montreal sending out Gruesome Gracie versus Just Chaos. So, Just Chaos trying that outside, doesn't find anything there. Gruesome is bodied up by a tree wall and it gets slowed down. All right, here comes Just Chaos and Gruesome Gracie are shoulder to shoulder, but Gruesome breaks into the inside and finds the line. Lead jammer, Gruesome Gracie. Chaos took the star off, decides not to pass it, and is out and is around. Gruesome Gracie engaging the defense, finds it inside track, gets the points, calls it off. Can't pick up that 4th point, so just 3 for Gruesome Gracie. It's 93-28. We're going to see a matchup we saw all first half long. Nameless Hua versus Real Quick. Real Quick looking around, trying to figure out how she can get to playing her game of getting around that track fast. Hasn't been able to get lead jammer status since the very beginning of the bout. Meanwhile, Nameless Hua right up the center, wrecking ball style, finds it inside track, is able to get through. Real Quick is right on their heels. Real Quick passes them by. Nameless Hua trying to get a cut the track on Real Quick, but decides can't get it, and so we'll call it off. Nameless Hua was trying to get a push out so she could stop Real Quick and get a cut the track, but is unable to do that, and so says, let me just call it off right away. Good job with Real Quick forcing that. Staffinity's back out there. I believe it's Gruesome Gracie's back out there. All right, so, no, it's Lawrence. Lawrence is out there. Lawrence is through. Lawrence has got lead jammer. Staffinity and Beyond is in the back. Staffinity Beyond is fighting their way through, makes the star pass. Trampus is out. Trampus is around that track. They're going to have to call, nope, they're stopping Trampus. They're stopping Trampus, saying, nope, don't go anywhere. 3 quick points from Montreal, 96-28. Once they record those 3 points, there you go, 96-28. Quick call on that one. Here comes Just Chaos. Here comes Falindra. The pack gathers at the starting line. Both skaters looking for some daylight. Chaos finds some, but gets tripped up at the last second to slow her down. They are the lead jammer, Just Chaos, but was slowed down just enough, allowing Falindra out of the pack. They're trying to speed that pack up. Speed that pack up. Get your hips around. Call it, call it, call it. That's what happens. They're just going to give a single point to Gotham, 96-29. Montreal, very, very well coached because they're able to slow down the lead jammers when they get out. They're able to speed up their pack when they don't have lead jammer, keeping Gotham from doing anything but 1 or 2 points when they get a chance to jam. All right, so real quick back out there, but a little change up. They're going to go up against 5, 6, 7, 8. The dancer, Gruesome Gracie. Gracie powering through, but gets caught up on a tri-wall. So is Real Quick. Real Quick finding the inside. Real Quick gets out. Real Quick is your lead jammer, but Gruesome Gracie is out as well. Gruesome Gracie is putting the pressure on Real Quick. The whole pack is speeding up. Real Quick is coming around to turn 3. Real Quick is trying to score some points. Gracie's right on their heels. Here comes Real Quick. Oh, she doesn't call it. Gruesome Gracie scoring points. Real Quick gets through. Real Quick is going to go around and try to score again. Gruesome Gracie is there engaging in the pack. Real Quick is through. Ooh, Real Quick getting stopped on the outside. Has to go back around. So Gotham hoping they could get a big scoring points out of this one, but it's slowed down. Gracie is going to be able to pick some points up once she gets out of this pack. Meanwhile, Real Quick is stuck in the middle. They're going to let Gruesome Gracie go. Here comes Gruesome Gracie around turn 3 into turn 4. Real Quick is going to try to get through this pack and call it in the next moment. There goes Real Quick. She gets through the pack, and she calls it. No, she doesn't call it. They're telling her to let it ride. They're telling her to keep scoring. They say, we need points right now. Just keep scoring. Just keep scoring. Well, she gets tripped up. She's going to get cycled around to the back. Real Quick engaging that tri-wall. Real Quick through. Real Quick around and through. Gets bodied up by the pivot. Keeps pushing. Is able to get through. So Real Quick is having a great jam with scoring. Unfortunately, Gruesome Gracie is doing a very good job scoring herself. Another 4 points. It's 104-41 so far. This jam isn't over, but we're approaching the last 5 seconds. Gruesome Gracie able to weave through. There goes Real Quick. Real Quick picking up some points. Gruesome Gracie picking up some points. That's the end of that. Gruesome Gracie's actually able to pick up 4, with Real Quick only able to pick up 3 on that last one. So despite the fact that Gotham had lead jammer and let it go, their strategy backfired. It's 108-44. The Sexpos came out ahead on that one despite not having lead jammer status. I don't know why Gotham didn't call it. They didn't call it, and that's that. Here comes Nameless Hua, and she's going up against Mad Max. Gruesome Hua, Nameless Hua, I should say, trying the inside, going back to the outside, trying the inside again, just pushing that track. Meanwhile, Mad Max is on the outside, but can't seem to find anything. Kay Lasso trying to help out while also not giving up the defense on Nameless Hua. Clay Lasso able to knock down Nameless Hua and pull her to the back. Meanwhile, Mad Max has got to be let go. She's finally able to let go. She's around that track as your lead jammer. This is the first time Nameless Hua hasn't had lead jammer status, I think, the entire time, besides the very first bout or jam that she was in. Nameless Hua getting held up on the inside, still not able to get through. Mad Max is around the track. Mad Max is scoring. Gotham's actually able to put some points on the board without Montreal matching them. There goes Mad Max, bobbing and weaving, right through. Another 4 points. It's 108-52. This is the bout, the jam, that Gotham was looking for in this bout. Nameless Hua still in the initial pass. Mad Max scoring. Mad Max looking graceful, taking it to Thunderdome. We don't need another hero. Nameless Hua has stopped. She doesn't like what she's seeing out there, so she is slowing down and saying, let me play some defense a little bit. There goes the pack on the ground. Mad Max up. Mad Max engaging. Mad Max getting a huge jailbreak from Kay Lasso and then re-engaging with the pack. Meanwhile, Nameless Hua has not been able to get out of this pack at all. It's 30 seconds left in this jam. Is Mad Max going to be able to get any more points on the board, or are they going to slow her down? It's 108-56 in favor of the Montreal Sexpos, and Mad Max has come to a grinding halt. Meanwhile, Nameless Hua feeling like she just doesn't have a chance. They are shouting at the refs and shouting at the team here. So we do get 4 more points from Mad Max. That was the monster jam Gotham was looking for. It's 108-60 in favor of Montreal. But Gotham finally getting that monster jam where they score and the other team doesn't. They score multiple times. Mad Max breaking it wide open, and the defense able to slow down Nameless Hua. Big time jam from Gotham. Having said that, with a team timeout being called, Montreal is still in control. It's 108-60, so Montreal is still in control. If they get back to doing what they're doing, then they'll be able to erase that pretty quickly. But Gotham feels like they might have just hit on the strategy there. They feel like they might have just figured it out. Are they going to be able to do this as Felindra comes to the line? You know she's quick. Or is Felindra going to be able to get out and get around that track? We have a timeout here. Both teams huddling. Both teams talking it over. Obviously, Gotham wants to stack another lead jam and another bunch of scores on this one, whereas Montreal is going to want to stop the bleeding and get back to scoring after that big jam from Gotham. So the refs are beckoning them back to the field. Felindra is going to go up against Affinity and Beyond in what is going to be a very pivotal jam of this half. 108-60 in favor of Montreal. Both skaters hesitating for a moment after the whistle. Felindra finding that open lane. Felindra finding the lead jammer. Steph is out. Steph is going to put some pressure on her. Meanwhile, the pack has slowed down as Felindra is coming around. Instead of speeding up, the pack is slowed down. Felindra able to pick up some points. Felindra is going to call it. Great eyes from Felindra, picking her eyes up and seeing Stephinity coming around while she was engaging. It was only 2 points, but it was an incredible 2 points. 110-60. Really great heads-up play by Felindra, making sure that she's paying attention to the other jammer and not letting Steph sneak in there for any points. Gruesome Gracie's going to come to the line. Jess Chaos is going to come to the line. So Gracie and Chaos shoulder to shoulder to begin with. It's a lot of jostling in this pack. Looks like a school of angry fish out there the way they're jostling back and forth. All right. Nobody finding the daylight yet. They got their head on a swivel looking for that daylight. Here comes Chaos. Chaos toward the front of the pack but can't quite get out. Chaos gets out. Gruesome Gracie to the knee. Back up. She's not out of the pack yet. They slowed Gruesome Gracie down just enough. Chaos coming around. Can Chaos score some points before Gracie gets out of this pack? Oh, Chaos trying to step through that tri-wall, but is not making it. Spins to the outside, and he gets cut off. Ooh, Artsy Choke is not letting Just Chaos go anywhere. All right, so here comes the Gotham to jailbreak Chaos. Chaos can't quite get anything. Are she going to call it? Yeah, you going to call it? They do. They called it after picking up 3 points. So it's 110-63. Gotham picking the strategy back up of saying, hey, let's not let them get any more points on the board. There's still plenty of time in this half. So Gotham knows they can make a comeback. Meanwhile, Montreal is saying, hey, let's get back to getting lead jammer. Let's get back to doing what we do and get lead jammer. They had a crack in their voice. That's how caught up they were. All right, real quick, back up to the line. Lawrence is up to the line. Lawrence battling with heavy machinery. Lawrence takes the hit, cuts back on, gets that outside track, and is around turn 2. Meanwhile, real quick, able to get through. Real quick, speeding around. Lawrence diving through that pack, looking up, and calls it. Picking up their 4 points and letting it end. 114-63 in favor of the Sexpos. This game has tightened up. After that huge jam from Mad Max, both teams playing it a little bit tighter here. 114-63. Felindra's going out there for the Sexpos. Stephinity and Beyond's going out there for Gotham Wall Street Traders. Both packs gather at the front line. Felindra able to get to the front very quickly. Ooh, able to get around that block from Lone Star. Meanwhile, Steph, Star is off, looking for Steve Nash. Made the pass, Steve Nash out and about. Posting and toasting, Steve Nash. Felindra looks back to the coach. Should I call it? Coach says, keep going, keep going. Now you call it. Now you call it. Able to do it before Gotham's able to pick anything up. Another 4-0 for Montreal. 118-63 for Montreal. They are playing their game. They are playing their game. Okay. Just Cass is out there. Gruesome Gracie's out there. You hear the crowd in favor of Gotham. Here comes Just Chaos, trying that outside but gets slowed down. Gracie thinks she got the inside. Oh, Gracie tiptoeing and is able to keep her feet. Gracie is your lead jammer. Just Chaos signs that inside track as well and is around. Here comes Gracie. Gracie's signaling mad to her blockers, trying to find an open lane. Gracie's able to find some stuff and has been told to call it. Just when Chaos was coming around. Chaos begging for the point but not getting it. Gracie doing a great job keeping awareness and calling that bout off. It's 122-63. So a death by 1,000 cuts from Montreal. They're taking it 4 points at a time. And they've basically been able to reestablish that lead that Gotham had chipped into with that big bout. 4 points at a time with these last few jams. Real quick, and Nameless Hua back at the line, back matched up again. Nameless Hua trying to ball some people over, unable to find a way. Oh, battling up against, and can they get through? Oh, down to a knee and through. They are your lead jammer, Nameless Hua. Meanwhile, cutting the track for real quick. She's in the box. Nameless Hua's got it all to herself, and she's taking a stroll on a Sunday, looking for some points. Nameless Hua engages the pack. There's a push in the back from Nameless Hua. That's going to get real quick out of the box, and Nameless Hua is in. Real quick, taking her time getting out of the box. That was a little unusual, but here comes real quick. Finding a way to try to get through that pass. Nameless Hua won't be in the box for very long because real quick wasn't in the box for very long. They're calling a timeout here for skater injury. Skater injury from Montreal, timeout. All right, so that injury timeout, we were able to successfully, the Montreal skater was able to skate off on her own power, which is always important. All right, so we got just over 15 minutes left in this half. Nameless Hua is in the box, which is the jammer for Montreal, so we're going to start this jam. Mad Max is going to be at the line by herself, but Nameless Hua is going to get let out of the box virtually almost immediately. So it should be a pretty even match, even though technically Gotham will have the only jammer out there to begin with. But again, it's going to be a quick one. It's 123-63, 60-point lead for the Sexpos. So, as we begin this jam, I mean to say, here comes Mad Max. The pack is trying to speed up since there's only one jammer out there. Mad Max is able to get around, engage. Here comes Nameless Hua. So she's out of the box, and she's through. Nameless Hua is your lead jammer. No one was paying attention to the jammer coming out of the box, giving Nameless Hua a clear lane on the inside. Great job from the Montreal Sexpos. Nameless Hua pushing through and getting out, scoring her points. Meanwhile, there's been a star pass. Trampus has a star pass, but is getting caught up. Trampus is trying to get out and is able to, oh no. Yes, there you go. Was able to get free, then it was not. Cut the track. Trampus in the box. Nameless got it all to himself. No, Trampus is about to get into the box. So that means here comes, it's Nameless sits down, Trampus goes. Gotham is very casual getting out of that box. I don't understand why, but they take their time when they're released from the box for some reason. Here comes Trampus. Trampus engaging with the defense. Nameless standing up. Nameless is going to get it to go because remember, she only got to stay in the box as long as Trampus had been in the box, so not for a full penalty. Trampus gets pulled back around. Nameless comes around and enters the track. There goes Nameless to the front, able to really ball over girls. Mad Max, who started out as a jammer, is now playing defense and is able to get Nameless on the ground, but has to let Nameless go. Meanwhile, Trampus has been unable to get out of the pack. It's 131-63. as we approach the last 18 seconds of this bout jam. Here comes Nameless. Nameless is engaging. Nameless is slowed down. Meanwhile, Trampus is playing defense as opposed to trying to get out. Now Trampus is turned around and saying, all right, we slowed down Nameless. Let me see if I can get out. Was unable to. At the end of the day, that was a dominant performance from Montreal, even though their jammer had to go to the boxing part of it. It's 131-63. Montreal in firm control. We're just under 13 minutes left here in this half. So, Stefinity is getting up there, and Lawrence is getting up there. Stefinity on the inside, Lawrence on the inside, Stefinity on the outside. Lawrence pushing. Stefinity on the outside. Stefinity gets bodied up, but pushes right through it. Stefinity is your lead jammer. Lawrence is out. Stefinity is coming around turn 4. Lawrence is coming around turn 3. They're speeding up the pack. Stefinity is going to have to get their hips around somebody and call it. They do that. They get 1 point. Montreal making them call it. Only 1 point for Stefinity on that one. 131-64. Montreal is able to control the game even when they're not lead jammer. That is really an impressive feat from the Sexpos. Real Quick is going up against Falindra. Both of them are speedsters. So Falindra finding the inside track immediately. That team sealed the inside for her. She was able to get right through right away. Real Quick out of the pack quickly too, but for Falindra, really beautiful work, coordination with her team to seal that inside of the track and get out right away. Falindra scoring some points, Real Quick scoring some points, Real Quick picking up 3, Falindra picking up 1. So it's a net gain for Gotham, even though they were not lead jammer. 132-67 in favor of the Sexpos. We're going to have Gruesome Gracie out there, and we're going to have Katie Chaos out there. Chaos trying to sneak to the inside before that whistle. Nothing's there. Meanwhile, Gracie bobbing and weaving on the inside, the middle of the track, but not finding anything. Looking back to see what's up with Chaos. Chaos holding that line without getting pushed out and trying the outside now. Chaos bobbing back in, not finding anything. There's a penalty call against Ready Amy Fire. She's going to the box for Gotham. That lets Gracie out. Gracie getting around. Steve Nash joining Ready Amy Fire in the box. Not a lot of blockers out there for Gotham. Chaos able to get through. Chaos able to get through. So now they're pulling Gracie back. Gracie picked up a few points, and we'll call it because Chaos is coming around the track. 3 points for Gracie. It's 135-67 in favor of the Montreal Sexpos. Stefinity joining Lawrence out there to jam for this next jam, our 17th jam. So Lawrence immediately finds that inside, tiptoeing. Similar move to what Falindra had done earlier. And is your lead jammer. There goes Steph. Steph is getting around the track. They're trying to speed up that pack. There's 2 in the box, so she's automatically going to get some points, Lawrence is. Here comes Steph. Here comes Lawrence. Lawrence to the front. Lawrence to her back. Lawrence calling it before Steph gets any points. They're going to give Lawrence 3 on that one. It's 138-67 in favor of the Montreal Sexpos. Montreal hasn't had the big power jams that they had in the first half, but instead it's a death by 1,000 cuts for them, making sure they get 3 and 4 and stopping Gotham from scoring anything when they have lead jammer. Falindra is back up against Real Quick. Falindra on the inside but gets held up. Real Quick to the front. Real Quick is your lead jammer. Falindra still in the pack, but finding her way to the front. Will Felindra get around Lone Scar? Not quite. Gets bodied up by Chugs, but is through. So Felindra coming around to put the pressure on Gotham. Gotham, will they call it or will they let it skate on? They let it skate on. So here comes Real Quick to the front of the pack, is through and is scoring and is going. Meanwhile, Felindra through, so they're matching points for points here. This, in the end, is not going to help Gotham take the lead, but it is going to help Gotham rack up points in the tournament. It's 142-71 in favor of the Montreal Sexpos. Real Quick, trying to find some daylight, can't quite get there. Felindra hits the line hard, thinking she had a line, but was stopped. She's getting pushed out of bounds by Lone Scar, but finds her way back in. Felindra through for 4 points. Real Quick behind Felindra now. So both have scored 8 points in this jam, 146-75. And with that, Real Quick will say, all right, let's just call it. 146-75. Teams matching each other point for point on that one. You got to give the strategy play to Montreal. They've really done a great job of making sure that even when Gotham has lead jammer status, they're not able to take advantage and in any way cut into this lead. The only time Gotham has been able to successfully cut into the lead was that one power jam that Mad Max had with when they weren't able to get Nameless Hua out of the pack. All right, so there we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. She's got the feet of a dancer. She's around that pack. Gruesome Gracie. Meanwhile, Mad Max take the star off but hasn't passed it. Is toward the front. Is getting bodied up. Isn't able to get through. Gruesome Gracie pushing her own teammate out of the way, saying, let me score some points. Got pushed down at the apex out of bounds. Almost thought about calling it, but kept up because she realizes Mad Max hasn't been able to get out. Mad Max tiptoeing the inside. Mad Max is out. So Mad Max is coming around, and it puts the pressure on Gruesome Gracie to call it. They'll add another 3 points to Montreal's score. It's 149-75 in favor of the Sexpos. So, Just Chaos is going for Gotham. Lawrence is going for Sexpos. Lawrence has been able to do a great job of getting out in lead jammer status when she's been there. Chaos hasn't been as consistent as she normally has been when it comes to getting lead jammer. Chaos wants to make a change here. Chaos, tapping those feet like Gregory Hines, not finding what she's looking for. They're looking for, though. They will keep trying. That's the way they do it. Here comes the pack. They've blocked up Gruesome, sent her back, but Gruesome with some fancy footwork, Lawrence with some fancy footwork on themselves finds the hole. There goes Lawrence around the track. Chaos is out. Chaos is around. They're starting to speed that pack up a little bit. Here comes Lawrence. Lawrence is going to look for some points. Found some, turns around, and immediately calls it. 3 points again for the Montreal Sexpos. 152-75. This is really incredible what we're seeing here, folks. The way Montreal is able to consistently get out ahead, pick up a few points, and keep Gotham from scoring, keeping in complete control of this bout. Nameless Hua is out there. Real Quick is out there. Let's see what the this jam is going to bring us. We're getting toward the late stages of this half of this bout. Under 5 minutes. Nameless Hua forced out. Coming back behind Heavy Machinery. So is Real Quick. Real Quick has this to track to herself. Nameless Hua got called on a penalty. She's sitting in the box. All right, can Real Quick get out of this pack and get around this track to score some points? Not right now. They have her bodied up, and she has nowhere to go. Here comes Ready, Amy, Fire to help break her out of this, but it is not successful, and they're able to reform a 3-wall. Steve Nash is there. They're shooting through like arrows to break up this defense from Sexpos, but it's not working. And in fact, there we go. We got a penalty against Real Quick. She goes to the box. That lets Nameless Hua out. Boy, oh boy. Gotham unable to capitalize. Nameless Hua right through like nobody knew she was there. She's coming around. She didn't score points yet, but she's about to. As we come under a minute left in this jam, Nameless Whore, unable to keep in bounds, is getting cycled back. And here she goes, engaging the pack. On the inside the penalty box, Real Quick gets released. Real Quick has a head of steam. Real Quick engaging with that defense. Trying to take it head on, is able to find a way around the outside. That's the Real Quick we recognize. But right now, no points have been scored. It's still 152-75, and there you go. Nameless Score is able to get it. Nameless Hua is able to bring 4 points on. It's 156-75 as we hit the 10-second mark left in this jam. Nameless Hua coming around. Gotham scores 4 points. Nameless Hua scores 4 more. It's a net gain for Montreal. 160-79 in favor of the Montreal Sexpos. Great job from Nameless Hua. Really doing a good job just staying steady, keeping the pace, and racking up points. She's really doing a great job. She's one of their best jammers along with Ferlindra and Lawrence. All three of them just phenomenal jammers out there for this bout. Ferlindra's going to go out there, and she's going up against Stephanie. Steph has had an up-and-down game. They've had great jams. They've had jams that they wanted to do better. Both are starting off strong, though. Here comes Steph, pushing in the middle of the pack. Ferlindra in the outside, and is jammed up. You can't even see her in a sea of white, but she's charging her feet. Meanwhile, Stephinity doing the same, trying to find, working the way on the inside, engaging with the tri-wall, and not letting it stop her. Stephinity and beyond is your lead jammer. Felindra's taken a star off, but has not passed it. Unable to get out of that pack. Now here comes Steph. Steph trying the inside, tiptoeing the inside. Steph is able to stay inbounds, goes to her knees, but stays in. No, they're gonna say a cut the track against Steph. They thought they kept their skates in, but they just tiptoed out. Cut the track. That's demoralizing against Gotham. Steph looked like they was poised for a big one. Meanwhile, Felindra, don't forget about her. She ain't gone nowhere. And she's out and around, and she's still playing derby. There she goes. She's found the inside. She got her 4 points, and it's 164-79. Here comes Felindra engaging with the pack again. Pushing through the center. She's at turn 3. She's looking for that inside track. She's looking for that outside track. Stephinity's out of the box. Stephinity's engaging the defense. Felindra is through for another 4 points. It's 168-79. Steph is out, scored, so that'll bring Gotham up to 83. 168-83 as we approach 12 seconds in this jam. Here comes Felindra. She's slowed down and pinned on the inside line. Meanwhile, Steph is trying to push that tri-wall, and that brings us to the end of the jam and the end of this bout. It's 168-87. The Montreal Sexpos dominating, imposing their will. They're going to say there was a team timeout. Yes, with 2 seconds left in the half, so we will get one more jam in this half. Right now, Montreal doing a great job, looking to get one more jam in, looking to get some more points in. 172-87. Really dominating their will, getting most of the lead jammers of this half. And they weren't necessarily huge jams for most of the half. Most of the time, they were just picking up a few and stopping Gotham from scoring. Well, in any event, we're going to have one more jam in this bout. The graceful dancer, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's Gruesome Gracie. Will be going up against, one last time, the Thunderdome Mad Max for this bout. So here comes Mad Max on the inside. Here comes Gracie on the inside. The packs have tightened up a little bit, but Gracie thinks she's found a plaque. She's in the front. She's around. She gets one more shoulder from Nash, but is let go. There goes Gruesome Gracie, your lead jammer. There goes Mad Max, sent to the box. So Gracie will pick up some points and call it whenever she feels like it. This is about the points. Remember, in the WFTDA, points are important, so she wants to get some points even though the conclusion of the game has already been decided. So here comes Gracie, pushing around turn 3, trying to get that clean 4 points. Pushing, not able to get through, getting turned back around. Gruesome Gracie engaging with the pack. Here comes Mad Max. Mad Max saying, come on, create a lane for me. But there's no one there to help her. So she's in the back. Gracie's going. Gracie picks up 4 points. That'll bring the score to 176-87. Gracie coming back around. Mad Max through, but hasn't scored. Gracie picking up some more points. 4 more for Montreal. 180-87. Mad Max going to pick up some points. That's going to make it 180-91. Here comes Gruesome Gracie for a few more points. Coming around. She picks up 4 more. Mad Max trying to pick up some more but gets blocked out. It's 184-91. Gruesome Gracie coming through. Remember, this is important. The points they're scoring. Pardon me for the voice break. I'm so excited. I get so emotional. The points they're scoring are important for rankings. That's why Gruesome Gracie is not calling it, despite the fact that the game is essentially over. Gruesome Gracie doing a great job putting up points. That brings us to the natural end of the jam. It is 184-91. Incredible job from the Montreal Sexpos, really dominating their world. We're going to give you an update on who the MVPs are in a moment, so don't go anywhere. All right, I'm going to give you the MVPs. As you know, the teams vote for the opposing team's most valuable jammer and most valuable blocker. So Gotham said the most valuable blocker on Montreal was Protocol Commotion, and the most valuable jammer was Gruesome Gracie. And Montreal said the most valuable blocker was Steve Nash, and the most valuable jammer was Just Chaos. Thank you all so much. That was a great and fun bout. We really enjoyed it. We're going to have another bout starting here in about 20-30 minutes. We will be back on the stream with you. Thank you all for being part of this. We really appreciate the support you're giving us here as we stream live this incredible day 1 of the Silence of the Jams Gotham hosted tournament.